Dave, we've been friends for a long time.
Long time.
Now, I've got a series of very probing questions here.
Okay.
And here's what's going to happen. I'll read a question, then you'll read a question. We will both answer the way that we think the other person will answer, okay?
Brilliant.
Our markers here are our 2 drinks. You
Yes.
have the margarita.
Yes.
I have the martini with the blue cheese olives.
And there's real alcohol in them.
There is-
and it's early in the morning.
It is
here.
just,
Tennessee time.
just to let
Yeah.
the audience in. It's 11 o'clock in the morning right
Yeah.
now. But you know what? It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Okay,
all
let's see what happens.
Here we go. First question. Ben Shapiro will eventually try marijuana.
I will make it. Oh, wait, this is what you're going to say, too.
Yes, yeah. You are right. I don't think he will eventually try the Peruvian parsley.
He will try it, and that's because I'm eventually just going to put it in some sort of kosher meal for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he will accidentally try it.
That's
I don't think he will voluntarily
No.
smoke weed,
No.
but I think at some conservative event
Yeah.
that we do, I will bring the hummus, and I will have put in a little bit of marijuana,
Yeah.
and Stone Ben Shapiro will speak at normal pacing pace.
He'll be like,
how it'll-
Ben, you could still slow down a little, but this is
Man,
much
the weed's
better.
not working.
I
Yeah,
could-
yeah.
That's, yes, I like that. There's also the question of, he could get a contact high. I have no
Yeah.
idea what
I
Quaid
think
was
he's
smoking
beyond-
on that show.
Yeah, he's beyond contact.
He's beyond- you're right.
His defenses. Yeah.
So we were totally right about each other.
We were
Okay.
right about each
All
other.
right,
So we should
we should probably drink if I know the rules, which I don't. I
Yeah,
think we
and in honor of Shapiro and the weed. All right. Kamala Harris will become president before 2024.
So it's not before 2022. It's not before the midterms. It's
Not before the midterms, but before
the end of this.
Joe Biden term is over. Yeah, that old bastard isn't making it. Come on, what are we doing here?
However,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to correct you. I don't think.
You think he's going to make it?
I think he's got whatever is keeping him alive right now, whether it is drugs or marionette strings. I think he is too prideful to not serve out one full term. I don't think he's going to make it even 5 seconds longer than that.
Right.
But I think he's going to make it the full term.
Do you think that right at the end they take him out back like Old Yeller? Like that's what she's going to do. Joe, there's something out there.
Yeah, hey,
Have you been to the
hey,
backyard at the White
George.
House? Yeah.
Think of the flowers. No, the rabbits. Think of
the rabbits, the
George. Yeah.
rabbits.
Okay. Well, so
Wow,
since you got
I'm
it wrong,
shocked.
you got to drink.
I'm shocked, Knowles.
But in solidarity with you, I suppose I'll drink too.
To old Joe, may he last.
So thinking of the rabbits, George.
The difference there, by the way, is that I just think he will completely break down
That he
within the
won't,
next
yeah.
3 years. You think they can drug, I mean, think what a state we're in America. That your honest assessment is that they can drug him or use strings. What about just a weekend at Bernie's kind of thing? Well, they'll just have Pelosi and Kamala.
That's basically what happened at that fake State of the Union that happened a while ago. I mean, he barely made it through that.
Yeah.
But the guy, he's got piss and vinegar running through his veins. All right, that guy, I think he wants to make it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Donald Trump's presidency was a net good for the Republican Party.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say that.
Yes. I actually want to put it even further off, like
We agreed. Despite the shambles
Yes.
that the party is in,
Yep.
despite the split,
Uh-huh.
despite the revolution that's coming, and the gulags that we're going to,
Yes.
we both still think it was a net good.
I don't say despite, I say because of. Because of. Bring it on, baby.
Right, you're always a little ahead of
Yes,
ahead
if
of
it's
me
going to
on
happen,
this,
bring it on.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, since
So,
we agreed,
we should probably drink. Cheers.
To the.
Breakfast of Champions.
Ooh, that's salty.
That's salty, and that's
Okay.
good. Okay.
Go.
So
Now we go
reset
back to the
center.
middle.
Dave, next prompt is to you.
Cigars are just pretentious cigarettes.
Wow. Well.
Well, your answer is obvious.
Yeah.
Your answer.
I think
is
your
obvious.
and I think your answer too. I could be wrong.
You know what? I think the answer is no for me on that. I've hung out with you people.
Yeah.
And that's still what I call you guys, you
Yes, you
people.
people,
But
yeah.
I've had you and Clavin, and some of the other people at my house.
Prager, cigar guy.
And you guys all smoke your cigars. Yes. Maybe I smoke something else at the same time.
Who knows?
But are you doing it out of pretentiousness, out of some sort of higher than thou, or are you doing it because you enjoy it?
It's not pretentious if it's not pretend. And the other thing is, you know, I love cigars.
Did you just come up with that?
Right on the spot.
That was incredible.
As always, yeah. I've smoked cigarettes a handful of times, but I don't really smoke cigarettes. I don't really. Actually, I'm trying to remember the last time we had dinner, right before I fled. And
yes, I remember when you lied to me about
when I lied to you, and then I didn't look back and turned into a pillar of salt.
Yeah.
It was me smoking a stogie, you not smoking a stogie, Clavin smoking a stogie, Prager smoking a stogie, Adam Carolla,
cigarettes,
ripping cigs. Yeah. And that.
So what does that prove?
So, you know, well, Adam, much more a man of the people, I would say. But however, I don't think it's a pretentious thing. I think it's just a matter of taste.
It's just a matter of taste. Yeah. You like that taste.
That's right.
And that smell.
And you know what they say?
And other people don't like it, but you like pushing it on them.
De gustibus non disputandum est. Nothing pretentious about that Latin phrase at all. There's no accounting for taste.
There's no accounting for taste.
All right. Next question?
Yes.
We should drink though, right?
Yes,
probably.
We don't have cigars here?
It's good.
All right.
A lot of vitamins and things.
Yes.
Drink.
What?
That's the prompt.
Just drink?
Yeah.
Just drink?
So, well, you got to figure out what the other person is going to say to that. You understand? So the prompt is drink.
This is getting very
So
meta.
will you agree with that or will you not agree with that?
Yeah.
Let's say, yeah.
All right.
Wow, we got that right.
We got that one right. Okay. All right. We're going deep. We're going deep.
That was the easiest one to answer.
All right. Caitlyn Jenner is the most likely candidate to win in the recall of Gavin Newsom.
So we have to be precise. Are we saying including Newsom?
See.
This is the
You are a true political pundit, Michael.
Yeah,
Because the average person may not know. It doesn't mean that Newsom is just disappearing because of the recall. He gets to run again. It's just triggering a new election.
So is
That's a wonderful technical point you're making.
But let's just say among the
let's just say among the non-Newsoms.
The non-Newsom candidates. That's right. That's true because they're going to be a lot.
Is Caitlyn number one out of the non-Newsoms?
Okay, so I'll answer for what you think, and you answer for what I think. So,
yeah, it's got to be right.
Yeah, right. So there's no question. Kate. Well, it creates this problem. Do I say he? Do I say she?
I leave that to your personal choice.
To my personal pronoun choices. Yeah. However, whether he or she, Caitlyn has hired a very expensive team of very prominent Republican consultants, raising a lot of money, has been taking this very seriously. I was hoping there might be a different candidate for governor of California, a sort of likable person with a high profile and broadly conservative views, more conservative by the day, you might say.
Are you talking about Randy Quaid? Because he said he's considering it.
Randy Quaid, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
I see what you're doing there. But
I just was wondering, there's still time before the election.
Knowles, as I told Candace, the idea that at 3 a.m. my phone would ring and they'd say, Governor Rubin, there's been an earthquake in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to do about it?
Like, call back. I was at the clubs all night.
Right. Yeah. Like, it's just like, what do you want me to do? Yeah. What do you want me to do? But that really is the problem with politics. Anyone who's sane and decent and wants to live a good life, why would you ever want to do it? You have to be basically a psychopath.
You'd have to be crazy, but you could say, you like Gavin Newsom obviously is American Psycho. He is patriotic.
Yeah, no, he really is.
You know what you could pick up and you say, I am the earthquake. I am the storm, baby. Come on in. I'm going to revolution. All right.
I just don't want to take a call. Like
I get it.
No matter what could they possibly, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, you'd have to go like take a photo op or something over, the earth that's open. That's true.
Well, but did you hear that Randy Quaid is considering running for real?
I did see this.
So imagine if it's now 1989. Right, 1990, and they said to you, in 30 years, not only will Donald Trump have been president and will already be out, but in 30 years, Bruce Jenner as a woman and Randy Quaid, the cousin from the Christmas Vacation, will be running for governor of California.
To take over after a couple of other people from
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, what a world, man, what a world.
Yep, that's true. I'm hoping after a few more drinks, I can return to this question for you. But you're right. In the meantime, it's Jenner versus Quaid.
Yes.
All right. Masks will be mandated permanently on airplanes. Now, again, we got to be a little careful here. Mandated all of the time, mandated maybe just for flu season, but some kind of mask mandate.
Okay.
Totally.
I have to say, Knowles, in that we've answered a lot of these the same, you've become quite astute in your political opinion.
You know, I've just learned from the best.
And I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that. Yeah, that one's honestly pretty depressing, but you know, I think you and I are pretty eye to eye on this, which is that the masks, the lockdowns, none of this has anything to do with COVID anymore.
No.
It has nothing to do with keeping people safe. It is a bunch of like psychopath authoritarians who don't understand anything about science trying to control our lives. Like it has nothing to do with anything beyond that.
It's the secular keffia. You know, in the Middle East, they've got the head squat, and this is the version of that for secular libs.
Yeah.
I know.
I have to say it's nice being here in Nashville where nobody's wearing the mask.
Oh, no. We actually, you know how we greet people here? We lick the nearest doorknob. We do. We do, just for our freedom.
I was wondering what you were doing out there. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, this is good. This is good. The trial of Derek Chauvin was a fair trial.
Okay.
We have to be very technical about that. The trial.
The trial of Derek Chauvin.
Trial.
Fair trial. And this is what the other person would say.
Yeah. Oh, don't make a move yet. I don't want you to tip me off here, but I want to think this through. What would Michael Knowles say? Wow, we agreed again. So what's your thought process on this?
You know, when the mob goes into a restaurant in New York and they say, hey, it's a real nice restaurant you got here, sure would be a shame if something happened to it. Why do you have a legitimate fear of the mob? Because they're intimidating and they're making threats to you, but also because they've carried out these acts of violence in the past and gotten away with it. That is exactly what BLM did. That is exactly what the elected politicians like Waters and Kamala Harris did, right? Waters calls for violence. Kamala Harris bails out the rioters.
And they did the civil suit before the trial, so they already gave the family $27 million.
Right. We already knew. Waters at the time said if they don't get the murder conviction, burn down the country.
Yeah.
And we were told, oh, the jury, no, don't worry, it's okay. They didn't hear about it. But even the judge who said, I'm not going to declare a mistrial. Yeah. But Maxine Waters just gave you a great appeal. So he's admitting, he's like, I should declare a mistrial, but I'm just not. Obviously, it was not fair. Yeah, I don't even have much to add to that. Like that sort of pressure, and I was thinking about it this way: like if you were a juror on that, and you had any fear, a legitimate fear, even 2% that you might be leaked, you know, once this thing's over, that your address, your name, you might be doxxed, like, and especially now in an internet world where you can't keep, it's like it would be within your complete rational self-interest to go for the guilty verdict, and that's how twisted justice has become. Imagine the courage required, because it's not even just you. Yeah, it's your family, it's your loved ones. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, we did it. Cheers. You're drinking my drink. Here, well, all right. In the spirit of freedom from COVID, you know, I feel that tastes a little COVID-y. Well, it does. Right? Yeah, that is the vaccine. Actually, that was the vaccine. That'll kill the germ. That was it right there. All right. No, I'm up. This is my question. Sorry. Hold on, real nice. Okay. You want to? I actually didn't. It said. I think I saw the word custodian. Maybe. Okay. Well, close. Yeah. It was. Criminal justice reform is needed in America. Well, now this is a very broad question. That's broad. Yeah, okay, all right. But I'm going to take it at its broadest. Oh, I see what you're doing once again. At its broadest, okay? I touch this one. So at the broadest, I know I know you're going to do that. No question. Yeah, like we need more death penalty. We do. We need more. We have an under-incarceration problem in this country. Too many lawyers. We have first of all, too many lawyers. Yeah. And we have BLM and Antifa. Yeah. Torched the country last year, and then that was one side of their mouth. The other side of their mouths, they complain about over-incarceration. Right. Well, none of them got arrested. None of them got arrested. Kamala Harris actually funded some of them getting out of jail. The funny part about that, you know this from LA, we're still, like pretty much where the Daily Wire offices were, it's still all boarded up and it looks like... No, you're kidding me. Yeah, no. But the best part of the boards are that they all say, you know, peace, love, tolerance, whatever, BLM, love everybody. But it really, you mentioned the mafia before. It's a mafia game. They're boarding up their businesses saying, we are writing this stuff because we know if we don't write this stuff, you're going to burn down our businesses. You know, it's the worst kind of mafia tactic. Yes. Because it's the mafia tactic that you like is when you walk into the restaurant and they're like, you know, I'm going to pay up. Yeah, that there's at least a subtlety to it, or at least, you know, you're going to get a free meal. But this is like, here, full on burn it down. Yeah. In Brentwood, so one of the nicest neighborhoods in LA. I saw these boards up. This was during the height of it, in July and August. and they, I kid you not, it said, they had receipts printed on there of the donations they had made to Act Blue and BLM.
Think how psychotic that is.
There were some that said minority-owned business.
Yeah.
Like the lamb's blood. Like go kill Whitey, but don't please. And by the way, a lot of them were not minority-owned businesses.
Right.
But because they said, please go burn the other guy. Don't take me. We need criminal
I'm good.
justice.
I bow forever. We took an interesting twist on that one.
Mm-hmm. It was very.
I like it, Knowles. I would put these people in jail.
Yeah. That's the justice reform I like.
All right. Critical race theory should be federally banned from all public schools and universities. I think we can both just drink on this one.
Yeah, let's.
You really
both. Yes.
Yeah. I think we got that one easy enough.
Yeah, it's just poison. You know, some people don't get it because they say, "Oh, what's the big deal? Just they'll have this class on critical race theory, but then this one won't be." There is a thought that stops thought. And that is the only thought that ought to be stopped. Critical race theory actually says not only, you're horrible because of your race or you're great because of your race, it also says there's no such thing as objective truth.
Yeah.
It also says hard work is white supremacist.
Being on time is white supremacist. Like, it's here to destroy everything. Yeah. Like, so I don't think it's a real jump to say that it's a thought cancer, is what I would say. It's here to destroy the ability to talk about other ideas. So the idea that you would teach that at a college, well, that might explain why all the colleges are crumbling.
Right.
But I think we can both agree that Asians should be banned from Harvard.
Oh, obviously. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
We need more spots for us.
White people.
That's what I mean by us. Do I
post.
count? I don't know if I count. I'm a little under.
No. Since you left LA, you're a little paler.
I have gotten pale. That is true. I know. We've got to check in with Ibram Kendi to see how much privilege I have in my swarthy skin.
Yes.
Roe v. Wade. Ooh, this is actually a pretty good one for Dave Rubin. Roe v. Wade should be overturned.
I've spent my life trying to avoid this question.
Yes. Now you know that. Now that's that question actually leaves open a few different interpretive possibilities. But you know my answer. But
right. So your answer obviously is this.
Yes.
What do you think my answer is?
That Roe v. Wade, that the court case that took this issue away from the states, that's certainly the dominant reading of it, should be overturned. I'm going to out you, I think, right now. I don't know if you've talked about this publicly. You haven't told me any of this privately. I think you believe that Roe v. Wade should be overturned, even if you don't agree with all pro-life laws, or I think on the court case you would agree.
Michael, as you know, I made a begrudging pro-choice 12-week argument in Don't Burn This Book, New York Times best-selling Don't Burn This Book. Great book, by the way. Great book. That being said, and I think maybe I've discussed this once on some random podcast because someone flat out asked me, the defense of the idea that it should be a federal law doesn't really make any sense to me. And of course, you should kick it back to the states, and the states should decide. And really, if liberals could stand on any principle that would make sense, well, then if the idea is, okay, well, now these 12, let's say, southern-ish states are going to ban abortion, if you really want abortion access, well, then you can still do nonprofits to get people to cross state lines and all that stuff. I know you wouldn't be thrilled with that idea. And I don't love the idea. I'm not sitting here like I love abortion.
But you're just talking about
I'm just talking about like
the court be doing
and what freedom is and federalism and everything else. So you were quite astute on that one.
Cheers to that, my friend.
You were quite astute. You were
right.
Well, because there's a difference between your own personal beliefs and personal morality and what the legal system can do.
What the Constitution sets up. Yeah. Oh, fabulous. This is great.
Good one. Whoever put that question in
that is a good one.
You pay these people out of your pocket, right?
I do.
Whoever put that question in.
Yeah. And by the way, am I ever going to be paid? Yeah. Does anybody have the answer to that? We'll find out.
Conversations and not wielding political power is what's going to save America. That's a good one too. They're good.
Conversations. Well, okay, hold on. So I think you know my.
I can move on this one very quickly.
Yeah. But what does Dave think? Dave 5 or 6 years ago versus Dave now. They might be different answers. Dave 5 or 6 years ago, I think all about the conversations, but to the exclusion of wielding political power. Dave of locals fame, Dave of political activism, I'm saying no.
You're an interesting chap. You are correct. I don't think conversations can do it alone. But I would say that it's not purely political power, and you kind of hit that there. I believe we just have to build stuff.
Yeah.
And the stuff that they're building will crumble. That's why the idea that the government is going to save YouTube or Twitter, it's like, let it fail.
Yeah, right.
Let it fail because they bring in programmers that are based on diversity as opposed to skill, while people like me build things like locals. So I think it's more about building than wielding political power per se. But in the strict sense of the question, you still have to wield some power. That's, by the way, why I never called myself a pure libertarian.
Right.
And there's that constant debate.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good. Well, now that
somebody
they're going to call us fascists because of that answer. So chin chin as
to Faucism.
To Faucism. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is oh man, this is such a real point. Alex Jones is more accurate than CNN. So
that's good. That's good.
I'm not even going to wait.
Yeah, Alex Jones is more accurate than CNN.
Yeah. No doubt. There's no doubt. The frogs are gay. They're trans, actually. He was cautious about the frogs. He was.
What was the deal with the frogs? So he thought if you lick the frog. What was the deal?
No, hold on a second. There's no licking frog.
There was no licking? That's something else.
What he's referring
But there is a toad you can lick that you'll trip. You know,
yes,
right?
that's going to be our next game, actually. So the thing about the frogs is, because we all made fun of
the genderless frogs.
There was a study done by Yale and the EPA in Connecticut of these waters that had chemicals in them.
Yeah.
The frogs were being disproportionately turned not gay, but hermaphroditic.
Yeah.
So they were developing both sex organs. So Alex Jones was actually the most responsible journalist in America. He sort of brought it back to the more modest claim of, they're turning the friggin' frogs gay.
Yeah.
But really, he should have said, they're turning the friggin' frogs trans.
Right. But even he knew he could only touch it so much. I would say the reason my answer is yes is that, first off, everything CNN says is basically a lie.
Yes.
Virtually everything they say all the time is a lie. You can drink to that. And I would also say that Jones, and this is really true, I have never watched, if you took all the clips I've ever watched of him, maybe it's 5 minutes, but I've seen like the screaming stuff. But he sort of has been directionally right, let's say, when it comes to, is there a giant sort of globalist operation that's sort of taking over the world that we're seeing through COVID and lockdowns and everything else? It's like,
So he did a bit.
So he was directionally right about something very big.
He did a bit once. I thought it was one of the most crazy things he ever said. He said a lot of things that are pretty kooky.
Yeah.
But he comes out and he says, they're the globalists. The globalist Chi-Coms they're making human monkey hybrids so that they can do their experiments and extend their lives. And I was just like, oh, okay, here we go. The human monkey. Let me just go to CNN.com. The human monkey. Oh my gosh, he's right. Oh no, they're actually doing that and admitting that.
Yeah, we've got human monkey hybrids.
Yes. That's it. Like that was a headline like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so you gotta hand it to him.
All right.
The guy has gotten a few things right.
All right.
Which is more than you can say about CNN.
To our impending cancellation.
All right.
Some type of universal health care should be provided for all American citizens. Yes, interesting in the linguist. Wait, first off, we're not in the center position.
Some type. Okay, I can answer this.
I think. Wow, Knowles.
Yeah.
Well, you first, because I think that's the bigger shock here.
You're right. You would. Of course there should. I mean, there always has been.
Right. That's the answer.
Like, am I saying that we should have like Cuban style? Totally. I've driven by Havana Hospital. Okay, everyone can go in there, but they don't have any medicine or doctors. So it's
like Hotel California.
It's like Hotel California, and you can never leave.
Yeah.
But of course, we should have some. If you go to an emergency room but you don't have money, they should take care of you, as we do in America.
I knew you were going to say it, and that's why I said yes. That's what, even put aside Obamacare for a second. It's what we've had forever, which is that if there is something really wrong with you, because of the Hippocratic Oath, they are not going to turn you away at a hospital.
Yeah, this was like such the lie in 2006, 2007, when that was a really hot issue. They'd say, people are dying on the streets. And I was like, I don't know, I walk around a lot of streets. I don't see that happening.
Well, you also left LA. There's people just dropping.
That's true.
Between homelessness and COVID, they can't breathe. And,
That's true. Yeah, all right. You make a good point.
All right, fair.
All right, chin chin to being our brother's keeper.
To giant government health care.
All right. Today, ooh, wow, this is actually a tough one. Today, our Second Amendment rights are under greater threat than our First Amendment rights.
Another good one.
So what does Dave think about this?
What do you think about this? I'm going to say, you're saying Dave says no. I think, I'm actually going to say no as well.
You're right.
You want me to go first on this one?
Yeah.
So the reason I think the answer is no is that the people that have guns are not going to give up those guns very easily.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the gun. It took me a while to get there, but that is the beauty of the gun.
Yeah.
The First Amendment stuff, we know people are giving it up all the time.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because it's the government right now, but between big tech and people silencing themselves, like the true spirit of the First Amendment has been completely trampled on.
Yeah.
That being said, they obviously are coming for guns. But I think there's a more functional, like guns are a literal thing that people will not give away. I love the buyback too, which is like, it's not a buyback if I didn't buy it from you, then we can't, that's not really a buyback.
And if you're making me do it,
yeah,
it's a mandatory buyback. That's called robbery, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Grandma, I'm here for the mandatory buyback of your VCR.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that would be my position.
Yes, that is a good position. The Second Amendment protects the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
That's part of the beauty of the Second Amendment. But between the government outright saying you can't, don't forget, it's not just free speech, it's also freedom of religion, it's also freedom of assembly. So the government says, yeah, BLM can assemble and steal Puma shoes, but conservatives who want to protest that, you can't assemble, you can't go to church, you can't speak. And then you got the blob, the corporate blob, which is working in cahoots with the government. It's a little blurry, but they're the ones who are really silencing you on big tech. Yeah. Drink to that while we still can.
All right. Well, two freedom-loving people.
And to guns. Harder to take away.
Speak freely and drink.
So now you're up.
I bought cryptocurrency. So
this would be, I'd be answering whether you did.
Yes,
or
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say you're a conservative.
You know me
You
so
like
well.
the FDIC.
Yes.
You like the functioning banking system.
Beyond that,
Yes.
because I'm skeptical, of the system, but you are right. I'm a conservative. What the hell is a Bitcoin? I don't know what that is.
Oh, here we go.
I
Listen, Dad, I don't have time for this right
Come
now.
on,
Okay,
Sonny.
but you should have
you
some
with
of
your
it.
Instas and
You
your
should have some of
Snappies
it.
and your,
All right, so I am right that you did not.
Yeah, you are.
You said that I did. Now, I'm going to get you on a technicality here, my friend. I have never bought crypto.
You've been given it.
I've been given crypto. And let's just say I'm doing quite well. I have a bunch of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is worth something, and I did not buy any of it. It was early on. When I started hearing about it, I posted my little Bitcoin address somewhere, and people started donating, and it kept coming in. So I've got a nice little Bitcoin nest egg.
You know, there was a time I was playing with one of the producers. I was playing pool, and I was just hustling him at pool.
Yeah.
And he said, all right, he owed me whatever, $50 or $100, and he said, okay, I don't have cash, but I'll give you some Bitcoin. I said, oh, whatever, man. And he sent it to me, but I never did it. I don't even know how to do it. So I'm probably a millionaire, and I don't know.
Well, you have an app? What do you got?
No,
you got
I don't.
Coinbase?
I have email and Twitter. Are those the apps that I don't know?
All right, so
I was wrong.
we should drink to my financial
We
success.
should, yes, in celebration and in regret.
It's very exciting. If I move to Nashville, I'm going to basically buy the town.
Okay. Climate change is an existential threat to the human race.
Man.
Done.
Yeah,
Easy.
It's not, and even if it was, we'll get off this rock, we'll figure something else out.
We'll figure it out, man.
Just stop whining about it. It's just so boring. I saw Deep Impact. A couple people survived.
Come on, it's fine.
What happened to Bruce Willis at the end of Armageddon? I don't remember, but I think he lived, or at least Affleck lived, right?
Yeah. And Armageddon, by the way, is a Christmas movie. I know that's like a big debate.
No. You're talking about Die Hard.
Oh.
You just got Armageddon and Die Hard.
I don't.
Armageddon's
a Christian movie. It's Armageddon.
I guess it's Christian-ish, but they don't. I don't know if they. But
no, you're
yes,
right.
that was. Bruce Willis is an actor who's been in several movies.
I got him confused.
Yeah.
You're up.
religious revival, specifically Christianity, is the only way to bring the country back together.
Okay, I actually want to be a little
this is interesting, and there's some technical stuff here.
To bring the country back together.
Knowles.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually,
you're a great political thinker.
Knowles,
it's incredible.
Totally, it's amazing. At least 85 to 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So yes, because how do you bring a country together? You bring a country together on language. We don't all speak the same language.
Yeah,
really.
which we're not even allowed to say that.
You're not even allowed to say that.
Should be the language.
Well, here's a really edgy one. You can bring a country together on race, right? There are plenty of countries that are racial countries. That's not going to happen here. Obviously, we're all different sorts of races.
Well, if Ibrahim Kendi and the rest of them,
You're right. Then we certainly won't bring a country together. You can bring a country together on a shared, I guess you'd call it civic religion. You know, the admiration for the founders. Obviously, they're pulling the statues down. That's kind of crumbling.
Right. It can work for a certain period of time, I would say that. Yeah.
But if you want to bring together, well, especially if you think it's all true, then you want to be in accordance with the truth. But also, if you want to bring together a country where neither Jew nor Greek nor slave nor free, but all are one in Christ Jesus, and you have a country of humility and charity and love of one another coming from the very religion that formed your civilization, that's probably a good bet.
That's probably a good bet. So I would say the answer is basically, you're drinking to your own answer. I like that. You were like, I really enjoyed what I said there, and I'm going to drink.
I wish I had a smoke. The body is a temple, and the temple needs incense, of course.
I would say the answer is yes to that, because I think the secular stuff can work for a while, especially in good times. And then the second we get into weird times, such as what we're in right now, once secularism has run rampant where you can't say boys are different than girls and all the rest of it, that the only thing that can unify at that point is something true that is before us. Something that my parents believed, that their parents believed, that their parents believed, that their parents believed. And we can whittle away whether specifically that should be Christianity or Judaism or Judeo-Christian, all of that stuff is sort of secondary. Obviously, what's Tom Cruise, that whole thing, Scientology, But in essence, if you don't have that, and I think that's what's happened with the left, there is nothing that is true anymore, and that doesn't have nothing to do with the fact that they are completely a-religious. It's an odd position for me to argue from, as you know, but
it's a true position.
The world is what it is. What are you going to do?
Oh, man. I'm going to get kicked off YouTube for this one.
Oh, no. Was the election stolen?
Okay.
That's how we could both get kicked off right now.
So, in 2020, Joe Biden won more legal votes than any president in American history. Due to YouTube rules, make your guess, but do not verbally confirm if the other person guessed correctly. Give only a non-verbal confirmation. It's
a good thing I bring my lawyer with me to these shows.
This is good.
He's waving his hands.
So the prompt is...
Wait, repeat it one more time. I want to get it technically totally right.
In 2020, Joe Biden won more legal votes than any president in American history. Man...
But what was the caveat related to YouTube?
Do not... So we make the guess.
Okay,
we think the other person thinks. But we cannot verbally confirm whether or not that guess was right. Okay?
This is how it all ends. Just
done.
Just
I don't even. Next question. But I'll drink to that. I'll drink a lot. I've actually been drinking a lot.
Drink. It's just a drink. It's just a drink. There you go.
This was a great last YouTube video.
I enjoyed being on YouTube. It was a wonderful time.
It was fun. It's fine. All things must pass. I have been vaccinated for COVID-19. We can probably tell this by the amount of cell service around the world. I have been vaccinated. I guess, actually not totally sure.
No.
Yeah, of course. Okay, I just didn't know if for
what do you think? I want the third arm or the
the tail coming out. I know. I just didn't know, because the real caveat is they're going to make us do it to travel.
Yes.
And so I've avoided it thus far. I've assiduously avoided it. And, those vaccine passports don't seem all that difficult to produce, but they're really pushing it. I mean, they are really saying you can't leave the country. Some people are saying you shouldn't leave the state.
Yeah. I have not got it. I see no reason to get it.
Yeah.
In many ways, the vax people are the anti-vaxxers because they seem to think that they can get the vaccine, that still everyone else has to get the vaccination.
And
triple mask and still don't go out, and whatever Biden said about maybe on the 4th of July, it's like these people are completely bananas.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that a relatively young, healthy person should get a vaccine that was rushed out. This is just my personal belief, that was rushed out when you know that if you get sick, you have a 99.7% chance of recovering completely fine. Just in the last 2 weeks, my sister and her 2 kids got it, 6 years old and 2 years old. They were all sick for about 3 days. My brother-in-law, who lives in the same house as my sister, did not get it, and they were sick for 3 days, and they were all okay. Should we have destroyed the world because of this?
Destroy the world, especially when you're talking about the kids, shooting up rates of anxiety, stress, depression.
Yeah.
Can't believe I invited a science denier to come on this.
This is very...
It's like I'm talking to Joe Rogan over here. This is outrageous.
Yeah, exactly. So
for the immune
system. Heresy.
To heresy and to killing all the germs, I'm
pretty sure tequila would do it. I don't know about vodka.
I don't know. Gin, thank you.
Gin, yeah. The Star Wars prequels are better than the new Star Wars trilogy.
The new one meaning this new, the
last 3.
with the
Rise of Skywalker.
With Luke Skywalker's a girl now or whatever. Yeah, that one.
Yes, that one with Rey and the other girl. And
I might have tipped my hand on my view.
So the prequels. The prequels are better. That was
the prequels are better.
The answer absolutely. Well, the answer absolutely is yes.
Yes.
Allow me as a professional on this one to handle this.
Yeah.
The prequels are excellent, and they are getting better like fine wine. They tell an incredible story about the accumulation of power and how political leaders use a crisis to accumulate that power, and that how once you have that power, you take out the other side. That almost has nothing to do with, Luke and Obi-Wan and Yoda and everybody else, but just that giant, everlasting story in and of itself, plus that Jar Jar Binks.
The Jar Jar,
incredible.
Okay, this is, so everyone always goes to Jar Jar as the worst part. No, whatever, Jar Jar is fine. The one that got me about the prequels is the midichlorians. They took the Force and they made it physical.
They made it scientific.
Made it like science and
I know, I get that.
But they're still better.
They're better. They're true. There's a truth to it.
Yeah.
Where the new ones, it's just like, it was just a mess. I could go
like
on
the girl beats up the big guy. I know.
I could go on my 80-year rant that Rian Johnson, who did the middle one, he hates Star Wars.
Yes.
They actually brought in a guy that hates Star Wars.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And then JJ just had to try to clean it up at the end.
No, I agree. Peter Cushing did a great job, I felt, in the new ones. But yeah. Okay.
You think I didn't get that reference? I got the reference.
That's the real esoteric for
yeah.
In 2021, a degree from Yale is basically worthless.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna disagree on my point. I would say you're very likely not going to leave there with an education. You're very likely not going to leave there loving your country or knowing much about your country. You're probably going to leave confused about like what sex you even are. But you can probably still work for Goldman Sachs.
Right, but you're going to get a job at a think tank. Got it. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And yeah, the schools have. Well, let's put it this way. I started a tech company in the midst of all this. If someone came to me with a Harvard resume or a Yale resume, I would be like, why would I want that person?
Get out of my office.
Yeah, I want a kid basically who learned how to do stuff and do it right and everything else.
No, totally.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. I would bake a gay wedding cake.
Okay. This is, well, I don't know how your baking skills are, but I suspect I could get your answer. Okay, as I answer for you, I'll think about my answer. So the answer is complicated. It depends on the type of cake.
Interesting.
If the cake were, Michael's famous cake recipe, and Michael makes these cakes all the time, and then Dave says, hey, Michael,
can I have one of those?
Yeah, I booted Mr. David out. I'm doing this whole thing over again, and I want one of Michael's special cakes. Yeah, of course, I'd sell. There's no question.
Yes.
But if the question were, as happened to that poor baker in Colorado,
right.
if you called me and you said, "Hey, Michael, I need you to bake me a cake that is not, it's not just a rainbow flag cake. I want it to be like a very vivid depiction. I want there to be bed sheets crumpled everywhere. I want this to be a specific
my God,
application."
No, bed sheets. Yeah.
I've got all these ideas in mind.
Yeah.
Then I couldn't do that. I couldn't participate in the artistic act of depicting this thing, which is contrary to the Catholic definition of marriage.
Yes.
But would I sell you the Michael Knowles special cake? Of course.
Yes.
So what is I don't know what the answer is on that.
So that's, you're deep in the weeds on that.
I know.
I would say my answer is I would not bake the cake because I don't like to bake. So this is really more of a, so I took this as more of a baking issue.
Yes.
Than, like would I make steak for gay people?
Yeah. No way.
Absolutely. No, never.
Yes, no way.
No, you've had my steak.
It's magnificent.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's juicy, it's hot, it's delicious.
Yes.
So I would make steak for gay people, but I'm not just, this is more of a, baking is very technical and measurements.
Right. You're right.
You made more of a broad societal, Catholic.
Philosophical.
Yeah, I just made it about the baking.
Yes, that's a fair point. I've never had your baking.
Yeah, and I don't bake.
Okay. Me?
Oh, yeah.
It's me.
Yes.
Okay.
2 more after this.
2 more. At a dinner party, when someone says, "I will stay in Los Angeles," do you believe them?
These guys are good.
These guys are good.
I have nothing to add to this other than you're a bastard. You're a liar. A cheat.
You know, here's what I will say. I'm going to put this to yes, because no one's ever lied to me about that. You know.
You haven't been burned the way I've been burned.
I have not been scorned and burned. You're right.
All right. 2 more. Here we go.
Yeah.
Speechless, controlling words, controlling minds, will sell more copies than Don't Burn This Book, Thinking for Yourself, in the age of unreason.
Oh, wait, I do. So this is what you think? I think we both know.
I think relative to the cultural phenomenon and despite your old dead friends, putting words in this book and everything.
And you know, I'll
tweet about it.
I appreciate it. You blurbed it. You blurbed it.
Yeah.
You know, even just on I felt I had a decent title.
Yeah. No, you have a great title. It's a great title.
They don't beat Don't Burn This Book. It doesn't. When Harry Became Sally by Ryan Anderson, Don't Burn This Book, 12 Rules for Life. Those are the greatest book titles in history.
Speechless is pretty great, though.
Thank you.
It makes the point.
Thank you.
I would say on a technical side, for my first book to be like, this is my final definitive why I left the left kind of thing, it has like a really broad appeal where you're going to get your core conservatives and then move out from that.
You're right. No,
but just it's like a technical, like who buys books.
You're right. You're right.
With all due respect. And the fact that you're drinking my drink again, but for the fact that you're, to my success, huh? Come on.
Your success. Okay.
Yeah. All right, this is the last one. This is it. Okay.
Okay. Being gay helped my career.
Just for the record, I thought you were bi.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't even realize, and your wife, the way you guys have done this whole thing with the kid and everything.
She never watches any of these sorts of things.
Being gay has helped my career, but you read that.
But I read this. So now it could be, but this would be a statement that you would agree with, right? So like this could be you saying this statement too. So it's being gay has helped your career and my career.
Me being gay has helped your career?
Just being
I have
gay.
made you people more human.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. Being gay.
Just my being gay has helped my career. Your being gay has helped your career.
But you're not gay.
Can we answer the question, please?
So I'm going to say, so I'm answering for you.
Yes, being gay has helped my career.
In that you're not gay, I think I have to say no.
Dave, you...
Am I missing something?
You're so closed-minded.
Yeah.
You know, this is a typical closed-minded conservative.
Yeah.
Gay. has multiple meanings.
And you are gay.
And I am pretty.
You are.
And
you
witty.
like all those words.
Yes. And
yes,
gay.
you
and
talk
I do
with
think,
your hands.
You know, and conservatives, they're always so dour and angry and stuff, but I think I'm pretty gay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a gay conservative.
Right. Like if before gay meant homosexual.
Yeah.
There would be a bunch of guys at the bar.
Yes.
They're having a gay old time.
I can't believe
that you would be one of them.
You know, I think being a little light in the loafers has helped my career.
You are the very definition of gay. You are the gayest.
To this very, very gay conservatism.
We did it, Knowles.
Well, it's amazing what comes out after a few drinks.
I enjoyed being on YouTube. Yes. We had a good run.
We had a good run.
Yeah, you big homo.
See you.